With the NBA playoffs starting today, I thought it'd be interesting to list off, in no order, some of the players that are under the most pressure to prove their doubters wrong. The first player I want to bring up is Julius Randle. After making his first All-Star game, making All-NBA second team, and winning the 2020-2021 Most Improved Player, Julius Randle had a disappointing playoff debut, losing to the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games. The year after didn't help, as the Knicks didn't even make the play-in, finishing as the 11th seed. When comparing the 2021 Knicks and the Knicks of now, the unit has improved a lot, especially with the addition of Jalen Brunson. Now, versus the Cavaliers, how well will Randle play after coming off a sprained ankle and facing one of the best defensive frontcourts in the league? Joel Embiid is the second player I want to bring up. If I had to describe Joel Embiid's playoff career in one word, it would be underwhelming. In 2018, the Celtics beat the 76ers in 5 without Kyrie Irving. The year after, they added Jimmy Butler, but still lost in the second round, this time to the Toronto Raptors. In 2020, they matched up with the Celtics again, but got swept in the first round. In 2021, they lost in embarrassing fashion to the Atlanta Hawks in the second round. After a big move at the trade deadline, moving Ben Simmons for James Harden, Embiid and the Sixers still lost in the second round, this time to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Two things have haunted Joel Embiid and the 76ers, injury and personnel. First, I want to touch on injury. In 2019, Embiid was battling with a stomach flu. In 2020, Embiid lost his second best player in Ben Simmons due to a knee injury. In 2021, Embiid was dealing with a meniscus tear. And last year, Embiid was dealing with both an orbital fracture and a torn thumb ligament.
When it comes to the personnel, I'll say that both Ben Simmons and James Harden put up some bad games in the playoffs for Philly. I cut Harden some slack as he was acquired in the middle of the year, but still.
Now, coming into the playoffs fully healthy with the favorite for the MVP and a fully adjusted James Harden, can the 76ers finally make their first conference finals appearance since 2001? Speaking of MVPs, the third player I want to bring up is Nikola Jokic. After Jokic has won 2 MVPs back-to-back, he hasn't really had the postseason success to go along with his regular season success. After beating the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round, the Denver Nuggets were swept by the Phoenix Suns. The following year it got worse for Denver, as they lost in 5 to the Golden State Warriors in the first round. In Jokic's defense, his second best player, Jamal Murray, was out for both series, and his third best player, Michael Porter Jr., was out for the series in 2022. With that in mind, he was also going against some high-level competition, as both teams made it to the NBA Finals, and the Golden State Warriors went on to win the championship. Now, with the number 1 seed and a chance to three-peat as the MVP, can Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets win the West for the first time in franchise history? One franchise that knows a lot about championships is the Boston Celtics, and their star player Jason Tatum is the last player I'm going to bring up. After floundering in the 2022 NBA Finals, Tatum had a great 6th year in the league. Now, as the second seed in the East, while being one of, if not the favorite to win the championship, anything but lifting the Larry O'Brien may be considered a failure of a season to some. Over the past few years, there's been brewing conversations about separating the duo of Tatum and Brown. Jaylen Brown's comments didn't help the situation, especially since he hits free agency in the summer of 2024. If the Celtics were to underperform in the playoffs, what would be next for Boston? Has the opportunity for the Jays in Boston passed? Would Jaylen be moved? There have been plenty of greats in the NBA to only play in the finals once. Barkley, Iverson, Chris Paul, Ewing, Miller, Westbrook, and Harden. Will Tatum lift banner 19 with Jaylen to redeem himself? Or will we look back at 2022 and say that that was their best chance to win a championship?